We should talk more.
I think less is better, actually.
You know, when this all started, it was once a week.
Don't cling to the way things began. You'll get blinded by potential.
You prefer starting in the middle?
I look ahead.
I see what's in front of us.
That's fine.
Is it?
You know, I saw it in the paper today.
Yes.
It's strange, but it's very much in the abstract, a story like this. You go to the news as an escape, a cold distraction from the present. Why is it that seemingly true stories provide a respite for the horrors of life?
You are out of the classroom. You do realize that, don't you?
I'm sorry, you remind me of one of my students. He sits in the front row.
Please.
Shut the fuck up is what you meant to say.
I didn't, though.
Do you think if you bit your tongue hard enough, you'd swallow it?
That is a lovely image, Nora. You're so good at that imagery.
How's your wife?
Fine. Tucked away.
Shielded from your deeds.
Our deeds.
Yes.
Locked away in a cage.
It's better that way, isn't it? For you and your spouse to be on opposite sides of the television.
Which side am I on
You're inside it, of course.
then? No longer sitting back watching, I suppose.
No, you were part of the news. She is sitting on the couch in the living room, tuning in.
Right. Breaking news.
I bet you she feels guilty for things.
We all have guilt.
I bet you she's thinking, I carry a weight of the load, the finances, the trash, things like that.
You love writing for me, imagining what we share. Why is that? Is it to do with your husband?
The exact opposite.
How is Kenneth these days?
You don't care. Don't act like you do.
It's all right then.
You know, I caught my daughter doing something interesting the other day and made me think of you, actually.
Oh yeah?
Yes, she was in the basement fiddling around with the old stereo. Kenneth updates the electronics frequently. She was down in the basement poking around with it. I told her there was a new one upstairs, but she said she wanted this one. So I left her in the basement for a few minutes, you know, some freedom. And when I had come back in, she had taken the back of the stereo off, the plastic protective covering, and pulled all the wires out. She was trying to join them together. Thank God they weren't plugged in.
Creating her own piece of electronic equipment, I suppose?
I guess she said she learned how to do it from a TV show.
TV's like the sibling you can blame everything on. A big bad talking piece of furniture. It showed me how to do all of it, Mom.
Yes. She seemed disappointed that they weren't sparking, as if her expectations hadn't come to fruition.
Yeah. Such is life.
All things, right?
You should have plugged it all in for her.
You clearly don't have children, Barry.
No, just to show her the potential.
You are so caught up in that.
What?
Potential.
Well, actually, I guess that'd be the result.
Barry, plugging those devices in would be showing her how to burn down my house.
Oh, come on. I don't think it'd be quite that severe.
You live in an apartment.
Does that make me of lesser value or something?
You're at a different point in your life.
Right. I don't have children. I think we've covered this adequately. I don't have anyone to spoil, and by that virtue, I have no purpose.
Again, see, you don't have children, but you will someday, and you'll look on all of this with a new set of eyes. Your heart even.
And then I'll come running to you, right? So you can have the I told you something.
Oh, no, hardly. Those days are over. There are no more I told you so moments. Not like Nixon flying off in a helicopter, at least.
Are you comparing my unborn child to Dick Nixon?
Nice try, Barry.
See, there you go again. One of your students.
No, I feel like I'm one of yours.
I'm on sabbatical, remember?
How could I forget?
It is my turn.
You know, I drank too much last night. I detest not remembering everything.
Well, you must have had more than a few. What can't you remember?
I'm just a tad uncertain what I discussed with my husband.
I'm sure it's all right.
Well, after the kids went to bed, the gin just went down too easy.
Yeah, she is like that.
You know, I still have the urge
What?
to take down 6 more of these and run them up through the city like I used to.
You're such a romantic. You belong in a novel, Nora. Chasing the green light, is it?
Please, Barry.
Chasing the dragon?
That's more like it.
Cool. I never had the taste for that.
No, neither did I, but these, yes, these I could take down and chase them all day and all night, it would seem. You're right, though. I do romanticize it. As if getting drunk and running through the city is going to be some kind of new fantastic discovery. As if I haven't run around that track 1,000 times before.
Well, that's addiction, isn't it? Barking in your head, telling you the way things are when it's all blurred and rose-colored.
No, I never liked wine much.
Oh, I do.
Beer and liquor. Wrote my first collection drunk.
For you poets, you're like musicians. It's just in you. Some of you.
Some.
You look tired.
Yes, I haven't been sleeping much.
I meditate.
I can't do that.
It helps, you should try it.
It makes my mind end up in places I don't want it to go.
See, I have just the opposite reaction.
You're lucky. I used to sleep all my life. It wasn't until recently.
Maybe it's because of your children. Huh?
Mm.
No, not Tatiana trying to create new electronic equipment perhaps, or your son.
Yeah, I don't think it's that.
What could it be?
You obviously aren't losing any sleep over it.
I have a good way of compartmentalizing my life.
Mhm.
One thing really doesn't have anything to do with the other, and it helps.
I'm sure it does. Keeps it all away.
Secrets are like that sometimes.
Damaging, really. They make you do things you never thought possible. Secrets.
Never thought possible.
Yeah. You lock a secret away, and it doesn't just sit there obediently. It starts clawing at your heart and your soul, tearing into places you never knew existed, rooms of your subconscious you never thought could hurt you.
I can't believe it.
What?
You did.
What?
You told someone.
Barry.
You did, didn't you?
Barry.
Please do not just repeat my name. How did you?
You know what? Maybe I'm wrong.
How can that be?
You know what? For all I know, you've told.
Who would I tell?
There are plenty of people in your circle, old law buddies who I know sure will probably know about because you've been posting
You
about.
have it dead wrong. You're pushing me. You can't fucking
You
believe
know
it.
what? Just stop, Barry.
Stop?
Yes. Shut the fuck up.
You shut the fuck up. Nora, who did you tell?
Who do you think?
See, this is what happens when we don't stay on the same page. If we kept meeting, stayed in tune, it would not have led to this like we planned.
I'm just being realistic and dealing with what's at stake here. You're off in La La Land.
We're having people killed and you're telling people about it.
What a laugh.
Yeah, fucking hilarious.
Having people killed, is that some unfinished Fitzgerald novel?
Nora,
Or a new writer, the book, Having People Killed.
who did you tell?
Who do you think? I already told you.
You weren't serious.
Yes.
Kenneth?
Yes. I'm pretty sure I
Kidding me.
did.
You don't even know for certain? And you mentioned me.
I didn't.
My
I
involvement.
did not.
What exactly did you say?
He knows about my uncle. He's known longer than you have.
Yes, but there's the abstract and then there's reality. And the thought bubble above your head is romantic even justice. But once it
I
happens,
know! Barry,
I thought the two of you didn't even really communicate.
are you reducing my marriage down to zilch? Please, have a bit of fucking respect.
Respect? You told Kenneth that we're paying her to
Not
kill.
we. I told him that it's
He's
just...
probably run to the police already. For all I know, you told him in the
I
mall.
didn't.
You must have.
I did
You
not.
Did.
I definitely did not, and I swear it.
So much effort.
Well, you know what? Just deal with it, okay? And shut up about it.
Shut up.
Yes! Shut up. You know what? It was a stupid idea anyway. I was gonna tell Kenneth. I knew it. We both did.
Yeah, we agreed not to speak.
Yeah, well, what the fuck ever.
Well, we'll have to take this into consideration moving forward.
Like everything else.
Hey, I think that's pretty good of me.
Just stop.
Are you alright?
Yes.
Well, I haven't told a soul.
You know, I had a student come to me right after I started teaching. Told me how her boyfriend took a plate, broke it over her face, and tried to stab her with the largest remaining piece of it. They had had a fight over something banal, and she almost died.
Yes.
A few weeks later, I had a dream that I stabbed someone to death and was being sent to the chair. I was walking knowing that I was about to die. And when I woke up, I realized that when I sat down in that chair and looked up, I saw my face staring back at me in the eyes of the Undertaker. I was the one doing the killing and the one to be killed.
I don't.
Barry, you can judge me however you please and live inside of some false kinetic bubble if you want. Get sucked back out of the television for all I care. Go back to Maine with your goats and sheep, but if you ever tell me to shut the fuck up again, I will rip out your throat with my bare fucking hands. Do you understand? Do you understand me?
Can you
Barry?
Can you just find out for certain whether or not you
Yes. And fuck you. Would you, like to leave now?
I'd like to read a bit more, is that all right?
Well, I thought we could get a drink before dinner and, talk a bit.
Well, is something on your mind there?
Is something on yours?
Well, it's not often that the kids are at your mother's, and I really haven't been able to read much. But why don't you read a bit and then we can go get a drink?
But will that leave enough time?
Well, sure, right? I mean, I'm really into this book and I don't feel like stopping just yet. Not even for a drink. As appetizing as that sounds, not just yet.
All right, we'll read for a bit and then go get a drink.
If we have time for it. This character here reminds me of you.
Where we're at?
Yes?
How is she?
You're curious about that, aren't you? There's a part where she gets into a tiff with the landlord and starts hollering, but she's in the right. It's actually a very amusing section.
Kenneth, are we going to read or are we going to go get a drink?
Well, I wanted to read there. I was just letting you know about this section. It reminded me of you. I thought it was sweet.
Yes, it is sweet. I just thought we could talk while we're out. That's all.
Well, after this section, you understand. You know, it's not just the book, you know. It's our time here. This character, what a hoot.
Kenneth,
It reminds me of myself, too. What a klutz. Dear, do you remember Bessie? God bless her heart. That dog she tore through the sofa cushions of our old den and we both lost our minds over it?
I do, yes.
The stuffing from the pillows were everywhere, like a cloud. What a day.
So, this is us
What a
reading.
pooch.
Kenneth,
What a damn cute pooch.
You know what? You know what? Just forget the drink, forget dinner, or forget whatever. We'll just sit here and read and talk, or whatever the hell it is we're doing.
Well, I'm hungry, dear. We don't have food here. We don't have much here.
That's why we were going to go out to eat.
Well, you just mentioned staying in and reading and talking, which I'm not opposed to, but where are we going to go to eat? That's all I was saying about it.
You know, why don't we dig up old Bessie? Eat her. She's buried out back, isn't she?
The dog, oh no, God, Nora, not buried. Bessie, we never buried Bessie in the backyard. People don't do those things nowadays. Ah, what a lovable pooch.
So we'll stay in then.
Whatever you want, dear.
Use the time the kids are at my mother's to sit and read.
Well, I thought we were going out.
Well, how much longer are you going to read for?
Well, I'm almost done, dear. This is just a section. You understand. And this character, she has a dog as well. They both are so delightful. What a hoot they are. Nora, I don't know what the issue is. I mean, I can sense frustration. I mean, it's palpable, but I've had a hell of a week and even more intense month. You know, I'm just trying to make each second count right now with a respite from the children, all right? Look, you can go get a drink, you can go to dinner. It's fine, all right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit anxious. We can read for a bit more.
Now, why are you so anxious? What's the
I
matter?
just had a tense conversation with Barrett about school. That's all. My mind is still there. I'm having trouble realizing that the week is done and it is our time.
Now, what the hell is Barry when he's on break, isn't he?
The sabbatical.
Right.
He's just concerned about his department, that's all.
Now, why should this concern be yours? You got enough on your plate, plus you're the best they got. I mean, your work shines there, it deserves your value. And to top it all off, you can actually teach.
Yes, thank you.
Look, you're right. You deserve the night. Let's go get a drink. Let's be off already.
All right.
Anywhere you like, what you thinking?
You know, I don't know.
Anywhere you like.
Yes, really, anywhere, please.
Now, what's the matter? What's wrong? Now we going to get a drink. It seems like something's the matter.
I'm just having mixed feelings about what we talked about last night.
Last night.
Yes.
All right.
But, you know, we can talk about that while we're out. Get a drink.
All right.
Yes, it's just, what did you make of our conversation last night?
What did I make of it?
Right.
Well, I made of it you're extremely passionate about your students and that you'd do anything for them.
Is that it?
What else was there to take from it?
Well, there might have been a bit more.
Well, your passion for your students is outstanding. It really is. I mean, I've never seen so much passion. It's that passion that I got so attracted to in the first place. It's that passion from which you deem deserving.
Yes, thank you. I just think we might have been speaking a different language.
Well, then say it again.
You know, it's probably for the better.
All right.
It's just, I I just want you to know that I would never do anything to hurt you. That's all.
Hurt.
Right.
This isn't about Barry, is it?
Barry.
Yes, there's nothing I need to be concerned about, right?
God, no, nothing at all. Oh, God, I feel so foolish. I've made such a mess of things.
A mess of what?
I get anxious and I get paranoid and I jump too soon. I think that I spill my guts, and then when I calm down, I realize I never said the things I actually thought were coming out of my mouth.
Last night.
Right. And, it really doesn't matter. I am making a big deal out of nothing. It's fine. Really, it is.
Last night you were going on about how you were able to step in and take charge of the students. You were impassioned and yes, you got emotional, but all I heard were good things. Positive things. This makes me think that there's something going on between you and Barry.
Oh, God.
What is?
No. There's nothing at all. Please, I am sorry I led you astray. There's nothing between him and I.
What mess have you made?
I get manic, and you know this.
And your medication works beautifully, dear. Have you been having episodes?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Or did you feel as though you had an episode last night? I mean, I was concerned for you, sure, but I thought it was fine within the limits of what Dr. Reston said were fine.
Yes, I guess.
Look, nothing bad happened last night. I think I know how you feel. I mean, there are times I've gone out drinking and woken up thinking I said all kind of things when I didn't. I think it's normal.
Right.
Now, how about that?
I started thinking about what our next move would be, and I came to the conclusion that this all needs to stop. Now. Right now.
Alright.
And that's all I really needed to say about it.
Do you mind if I say something?
It's not going to do any good.
Is it right if I say it anyway?
Yes, Barry, you can say whatever you want.
I can't say certain things to you.
You can.
Not certain things.
You can if you'd like.
Right. I bet not.
Don't.
What if I paid the entire amount? Would that change anything?
No.
I could coordinate all of it. That change anything for you?
It's not going to happen. You've got to be getting that out of your head.
Would it be capable?
It isn't possible. He wouldn't so much as have a conversation with you.
Alright. Then it is.
Good.
We saved Tyler's life. You know that, don't you?
That was the idea, wasn't it?
He would have died if he hadn't stepped in. We simply took a preventative measure.
You didn't do anything.
I paid half. We discussed all of it
Barry, you
together.
really didn't play much of a part. Sure, some cash, but that's it.
Well, as we both can see, you control the other
I
aspects.
have to, otherwise it wouldn't take place. Otherwise it wouldn't happen. You know what? We talked about this, and we convinced each other that it was a good idea, but that's the extent of it. And now what I'm saying is that it is over with. There isn't anybody else that needs saving. We can't really save anybody. Not in the grandest sense. It is impossible.
Well, it's right. It's right in a foundational way, far beyond anything else we've ever achieved, Nora. Do you remember the day someone pulled the fire alarm? Do you remember what you said to me when the fire truck pulled up?
Not really.
You
Why?
said that firefighters had a real job. One that was so far above us it squashed any sense of completion or relevance we even thought possible. You talked about how their commitment and intent, what they achieved every time they rushed into a fire, rendered our lives worthless. It was the start of it. You saying all that. I don't know if you remember it that way, but I do, because it was the start of everything we've done.
Again, you really haven't.
It's not just the cash I put up.
Yeah, well, what else have you done?
I'm an accomplice.
You're not.
I've done as much as you. So what? You have the connection. You actually direct the orbit. That's all coordinated between us. We've decided over both people, plotted out who, together.
All right.
Yes.
You
we
can
did.
reduce what we've done down to nothing. Is that?
No, we did it.
Yes. Well, now it's over with.
Look, Nora, the only reason I'm pushing back here is because there's someone else deserving. I thought that's what
There
we
will
planned today.
always be someone deserving. It doesn't matter anymore. It never should
That's
have.
what all this is about.
You're so stupid. It is unfathomable.
All right, yes. Human beings are intrinsically flawed, and on the worst days you can be entrenched in that badness. But there is light, Nora.
Save your sentimental bullshit for another time, Barry.
Is that what this has to do with? Your fear of sentimentality?
Yeah, sure. My desire to stop killing people has to do with my distaste for your sentimental ramblings. What an observation.
You're just down. And I'm just tempted for us to break so you can get over it and reconvene and we can move forward. But I do also sense that if we part without resolving this, what you're saying might actually be set in place.
This ending?
Yes.
Exactly. That is exactly what's going to happen. I have made up my mind. The same insanity that got me into this is going to get me out of it. Turning around, making a change.
You'll find morality, Nora. I know you will. And then we'll be able to continue.
I don't know who's more insane between the two of us. If you had a chart marking our independent insanity levels, an outside observer would say these two people are so insane, they out-insane one another.
I'll claim most
No.
insane.
I should be there.
A serial rapist. It's proof.
I don't want to hear it, Barry. I'm not even going to take it in for a
He
second.
got off. He's walking around free right
Good
now.
for him. What if you're wrong, Barry? Huh? What if your blindingly brilliant analysis of the case doesn't hold up and we go, plan, and I tell my uncle and we have an innocent person killed?
He is guilty.
Then
Clear.
why is he free?
Because the system isn't bulletproof, all right? That's where we come
No. Not anymore. Because you know what? I looked in the mirror today. See, that's the thing. I couldn't look in a mirror. I wanted to tear down every mirror in my fucking house because I cannot fathom what we're doing. It doesn't matter what the system gets wrong or how we cannot play this.
You have one of his victims in your intro class.
Fuck you, Barry.
Yeah?
I'm not going to hear it. I have already made myself clear.
All right.
Who?
Madeline Singer.
Okay.
No.
Madeline Singer.
Yes.
I had to have a talk with my daughter the other day.
What about?
Remember what she did with that stereo and VCR?
New piece of equipment she was trying to make?
Yeah.
What'd you tell her?
I wondered if I should reprimand her or not. I left her down in the basement unsupervised, which I think was the main issue.
Be yourself.
Yes, I never want her to view the strong aspects of her curiosity in a negative way.
That sounds like a tough balance.
I explained to her that part of what she was doing, the joining of those two wires together, was a good thing. That it was exploring the world and testing it in a good way. I kind of rattled on, you know, like when you're a teacher and you hear yourself talking, but in retrospect you're not really quite sure what you said. I explained to her that also part of what she was doing was destructive. That those pieces of equipment weren't broken or worthless, but after the adjustments she had made, they were changed. And ultimately not changed for the better.
You're talking about us, what we were doing.
Barry, the changes we are making are outside the realm of possibility. We have stepped into a fundamentally different reality.
You are taking
I am murdering people. We are killing.
Yes. Nor this person.
Barry,
What?
I don't know.
You know.
I can't think right now.
All right.
This will just have to wait till later.
Fine.
I didn't tell him.
You didn't.
No.
Kenneth.
Right. I was drunk and I said, I didn't say enough. I woke up hungover and feeling low and sort of imagined I said more than I did.
You're positive.
Yes.
He has no idea.
Well, he knows about my uncle. But I didn't tell him. I was wrong.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming by, Barry.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation.
It's my idea.
Yes.
Good to see you.
Yes.
You know, once the kids are asleep, it's like a brand new day. In the evening, of course, what makes it strange. It's like there's a day with them, and that's all there is. Then they go to sleep, and then the day opens up, even though it's nighttime.
Barry doesn't have children, Kenneth. Therefore, he has no interest in what you're going on about.
I'm interested. I like to have kids one day too.
Well, if you're all that bored, have children, and then you wish you could be bored. I tell you, the second Tatiana was born, life became so rambunctious, I forgot that my body belonged to me. When Ben popped out, I couldn't tell if my head was still attached to me. I think I switched to a mechanism just to keep the kids alive.
You are boring the piss out of him, Kenneth.
How's your wife, Barry?
Oh, she's come down with something. She's sorry she couldn't be here.
So are we. It's been too long.
Yes, yes.
Kenneth arranged this because he thought you and I were having an affair.
Oh, God, Nora, what a thing to say. She's joking, of course.
He often imagines me with other men.
Nora, perhaps you should go easy on the gin and strong, all right?
Who are you, my mom? Kenneth, you should drink up. You're wound too tight. Life is about taking the moments by the throat and managing each breath. That's how you get respect from the universe. That's how you assert yourself.
And what is it that you're planning to assert, dear?
Justice.
Through due process, I hope.
How about my process? That's right, Kenneth. I've made an addendum. My process, not
And
due.
Nora, what is it that you're going on about?
Pride, morality, and Jen.
Did you tell Barry about what Ty's had to do with the old stereo equipment?
She did. Sounds
was-
like your daughter's a very inventive girl.
I was telling Nora earlier, I half expect to go down in that basement and find an atomic bomb. I asked her how did she build it, and she would tell me she got it from the television. Isn't that something? These kids are so smart. It's amazing what they can do with technology. The access to information is astounding. It's like we're living in the midst of the atomic age.
Barry, I changed my mind about that other thing. It's back on. Full force, fuck up.
Nora, what is it that you're going on about?
Oh, none of your concern, dear.
Well, I wonder how I got this idea that she was having an affair.
Oh, secrets are no fun if everyone knows them.
Well, what's secret?
You know, if our kids build an atomic bomb, I'm gonna throw it on the Malone's yard. You know, who needs bad neighbors, right? A bad neighbor is like a critic. One who recognizes a cliche, but misdiagnosed that cliche, then claims distaste for that cliche, thereby making a whole new cliche. A critic who dislikes cliches.
Why?
What a glaring one.
Why like cliches?
Aren't you adorable?
Thank you, dear.
Barry, yes, the Judiciary Committee, back on as discussed. Kenneth, what if I told you that Barry and I were involved in something completely unrelated to us having an affair? What if I told you we were involved in something you would never think possible?
Like a cult?
Sure, like a cult.
Well, I don't know. I don't think.
Or what if I told you we were
I think I
actually...
need to be going. Nora, Ken, yes, I do think it's time for me to leave.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Ken, thanks so much. Bye, Nora.
Barry. Kenneth, what if I told you that Barry and I were in cahoots?
What kind of cahoots?
What kind do you think?
Well, I don't know. I don't
Now,
think-
really must be
You can
cohesive.
stay for a second, can't you? And we're gonna sit here and tell Kenneth all about this.
What?
Murder.
Oh, please, murder.
What, you don't believe it?
Believe what? Is this some kind of inside joke about the Judiciary Committee?
I think Jen is talking. I no longer get the sense that Nora's in control of her mouth.
Quite right, Barry. Nora, what is it that you're going on about?
You know what? Never mind. The two are no fun. I thought we were gonna have a joke around tonight. So much for that.
I am sorry, Beth is sick, so I really need to be getting back.
Then get.
Yes.
Barry, you know what you'll realize when you have children someday?
What, Nora?
That God doesn't want you around anyway. The only thing he cares about is the new version of himself that he manifests. The reimagining of the cosmos shining brightly through the eyes of the freshborn. Why do you think it is that all the depictions of Christ are of a child?
Not every depiction.
Potential! Back to your old support of the new, blinded by its intensity.
Are you and Beth thinking about it? Having children? Is that what my drunk wife was ranting about?
No. We aren't really thinking about it. Not yet.
I'll do it sooner than later, Barry. It'll alert you of your own immense worthlessness.
Sick day?
Yes.
I've always been envious of that.
What?
You know, when I call out and say I won't be in, it's met with a slightly different reaction than your students here, you'll be out.
Yes, they're thrilled.
Right.
Why did you call out?
You don't remember us doing this.
We used to, yes.
Take personal days spontaneously together.
Sick day.
Right.
Remember?
Yes.
Oh.
What are you going to do today?
In class?
Yeah.
Creative writing.
What are you going to cover?
Revision.
Isn't it all revisions?
Not all of it. A large focus of that class is yes, but it's not everything.
You've gone on and listened to me about this course, how it's mostly drilling into them the importance of it.
Yes, I make it the main thing.
Tearing away the dead parts, only keeping what's alive and true.
Right.
Well, what exactly were you going to do today?
Kenneth, This hangover is why I called out sick.
To avoid speaking.
I can't lecture.
I'm not asking you to.
That's essentially what you're trying to get out of me.
Perhaps just another time without our children. Seldom occurrence. Suppose, or perhaps I want to be reminded of what it was like to be reminded of who it is we are.
I don't think I've ever known.
Sure, Lord.
Today I was going to do that exercise where I have my students free write for 20 minutes. I tell them they can't lift their pen or pencil off the page. Continuous writing, and then I tell them to take that and revise it down to one single paragraph.
Sounds like a form of torture. I can see them all making a fist and doing the opposite over and over with their writing hands.
It's not torture. For some of them, it's the closest to writing they'll ever get. I don't tell them that, of course.
No, certainly not.
What was it you were going to do today?
Reports, garbage, nothing really.
Kenneth, it isn't nothing. The company can't run without payroll. The country can't for that matter.
Now you're turning sentimental on me.
Hardly.
If you were in today and if you had your students, would you tell them to remove any untruth in their paragraphs, the one they revised down?
I tell them to leave what's essential, yes.
Does that include the lie or the truth?
You know they have to write the truth. I tell them that from the very beginning. Then, of course, you have to be careful of cliches and veer away from it, or they'll think you're the same bullshit they've heard their entire life.
The truth then.
Right.
So what if that is relevant here? Now, of the lies you've been telling.
Jesus Christ, Kenneth, I am not sleeping with anyone else.
Then what is it then? It's something. I keep hearing it down the hallways of my mind for some time now. It's a shame that I can't hear it. I'm starting to blame myself
Don't
even.
do that.
Do what?
You have nothing to blame yourself for. Can we please talk about this some other time? This hangover is the reason I can't lecture, and this isn't far from it.
I remind you of one of your students.
No, not at all.
Then we talk now. Do you remember the first time I came to your classroom just to watch you teach? So many years ago now.
I do.
It was like you were a different person, but one I knew so well.
It was nice having you there.
Yes. You know, there's something going on between you and Barry. I know it to be true. That's why I invited him over here last night, but you already knew that.
Yes.
Then what is it then?
Barry has nothing to do with this. Nothing at all.
You know, that's why you got so... I couldn't make sense of it. That's why you got so drunk last night, isn't it?
It is that Jen's fault. It is dangerous. It shouldn't be allowed near me. It is the only reason you think I have been acting erratically in the first place. I have been drinking a bit more than I should.
Certainly with the medication there.
Yes, it doesn't mix well. It's not good.
But you can drink a little bit. You
I
can't
know
explain.
that.
Do you?
Now I feel like I'm the one in the classroom.
You know, Barry is a lawyer. It makes me feel as though it's strange. I feel like I can trust Barry, but then I remember he's a lawyer or was a lawyer, and now he works at the university. Well, all of that for some reason adds up to why I can't trust him.
He is a trustworthy person, Kenneth. You have nothing to worry about Barry. He respects you. He likes you. That's all that there is to it.
What is it then?
You really want to hear this?
What?
I was trying to tell you the other night in so many different ways.
Yeah, you were drunk and excited, but I couldn't nail down what the central focus was.
I should have been more directed. I should have been more clear, and for that I apologize.
You're still not saying anything.
I lied to him. That's what makes this so backwards.
You lied to me.
Yes.
About what?
Barry is my only friend at the university. You know this. It has nothing to do with us being together. It just has to do with us being supportive of one another. That school is like Central Europe or something. All these independent nations trying to get along, and when another department goes to war with you, it's nice to have someone you can reach out to. And yes, I have been drinking more than I should. I was drunk a couple months back when we were talking about something related to the university.
You drank too much.
We were both heated up, arguing, but in a friendly kind of way. A debate, a war of ideology. You know, I really can't remember, to be honest. It could have been about a book or a poem or something like that. He challenged me on a point, thinking that I was weak, pushing back at me as if I had no experience in life, making it out like he was tough or something.
What are you saying to me?
It's so stupid.
What?
I lied to him.
About what?
As a way of pushing back, I told him a lie. I hated it when it came out of my mouth, But then I kind of went along with it, and after a while, it just sort of felt fine.
What?
I told him I have an uncle who's in organized crime, one who can exchange funds for services.
You told him you
I
had an
told
uncle
him
in
I
organized-
have an uncle who could have people killed. It came out in a part of the conversation where he was making it out like I'd never seen anything like in life. Nothing to speak of any experience with
I
danger.
mean, he's right, you haven't any.
I know, so I lied to him.
You don't even have an uncle.
I know that, Kenneth, but he doesn't. He thinks I have one in organized crime.
This is your way of puffing out your chest to get back at him. Why would you even say something like that?
I don't know, Kenneth. What difference does it make?
But I don't see how this accounts for
It
me.
doesn't. It doesn't account for anything. Barry is a friend, one who I lied to in order to intimidate. That is all that there is to it. If you think that he is drawn to me in any reason or form or fashion, it's probably because he's just scared of me.
This is your way of asserting some dominance at the university. You lied to Barry and told him you had an uncle who kills people, and now he's going to be scared to death of you. Don't cross Nora. She's protected.
It's not as overt as you're making
You know,
it.
that's quite manipulative.
Yes, I guess it is. And I'm sorry.
This is your way of intimidating him, so you resort to that?
It's a game, Kenneth. Work. It's a big game, so I play. That's it.
Well, you know, I really don't know what to say about that.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry.
Oh, are you working from home today, or are you really gonna take it easy?
I don't know.
I like your office.
Yes.
I've always liked it a bit more than mine. You haven't done much with the place, though.
Decorations have never been my strong suit.
No, it's beyond even decorations. A plan, something.
Maybe I should hire you as my interior designer. Or hire yours. Any recommendations?
You wanted to...
Right. What it is I wanted to talk to you about. I keep forgetting you don't have class and you're just laying around all day.
Right, doing nothing at all, no.
How is that all going?
It's fine, it's moving right along.
What is even the focus of it?
It doesn't matter.
Well, it must be good. You just keep saying that it's your time for sabbatical, but they don't just hand them out like that. You've never told me what it is. What is your project about?
It has to do with legalities surrounding when a child witnesses a heinous crime. Yeah.
You'll let me read it, won't you, when it's finished?
I don't know about that. I don't really want it to see the light of day, to be honest with you.
You'll get it published somewhere. I'll read it then.
So listen,
I meant what I said.
yes.
I was even surprised it took us so long to get back together again. I mean, you seemed like you were just jumping at the thought of moving forward.
I've had other ideas about the subject.
She came to me, Madeline Singer. It's strange, but you wouldn't be responsible for putting her up to it, would you?
What are you up to?
Coming to see me, inciting some rage, riling me up, reaffirming what it is we're doing.
I didn't. I don't think I'm capable of being quite that manipulative.
You're a lawyer, Barry.
I was a lawyer. I'm not anymore. There's a reason for that.
Right, now you're just on sabbatical.
What did she say?
I'm her advisor. How do you know?
I just know. That's all.
Just looking up your students in your time of leisure?
It's not leisure, Nora.
Well, you have time to think about things for us to do. What does that say about the time at your disposal?
I've had enough. All right? Of a great many things.
She came to me. She told me about a person. Normally, I would have just told her to go see health and wellness. I wouldn't have even taken it in for a second. But you made sure I changed my tune of that procedure.
It's all my fault.
She was raped. You were right. And the man got off. He is probably just roaming around, marveling at the fact that he can choose his next victim.
There will always be someone else deserving. Those are your words.
I don't understand.
Yeah, well, I've been doing some things.
Did you know that the second time Ted Bundy escaped, he murdered 5 more people before they caught him?
Yeah, some think it was more than 5.
Yeah, he was in jail. Then he escaped. Then they caught him again. Then he escaped, and that's
It
when
was
he murdered-
horrific, yes!
Right!
I think I've stopped believing that it's my job to do a great many things.
Your job.
I think I'm gonna get away from it more.
Here it was the last time we met. You riling me all up. I know you had that girl seek out my counsel, Barry. You didn't.
I did it. All right. Fuck it. I did. All right. I fucking wanted her to tell you all that shit, so I fucking pulled some strings and made sure she was advised to speak to you about issues in her life. All right. I had hoped that you hearing it from her would push you back towards planning, but this all has to stop, Nora! I think I'm going to take a trip and just work on my project somewhere where I can just focus.
You taking your wife on this trip?
What does that matter to you?
I bet you're going alone. Leaving her in your apartment.
I need to work on this alone, all right? I need privacy in order to fully commit myself. And I owe it to the college for granting me this time.
You're
It
going
has
to that house that you inherited. The
None of
one
my
in
business
Maine.
whatsoever.
And you just came to this revelation.
I've been thinking about being at your house, for Christ's sake, with Kenneth. Nora, that was such an insane and volatile situation I felt so entrenched in. I just need to get away.
You're running away.
I am going to clear my head.
Edward Burton.
Yeah.
The next one.
That is what I was imagining, yes.
He should be
I
dead.
know.
So.
It just isn't. You know, for some reason, I keep thinking about what your daughter did with those wires.
Yeah?
Yeah. Last night I found myself wondering if I should rip the wires out of my TV. And I began to think of all the other wires in the house I could attach to them. Isn't that strange?
Did you do it, Mary?
Of course not.
You know, I had a student come to me today and ask me, how do you appreciate art if you have absolutely no understanding of the value of it?
What'd you tell him?
I'm sure I was pedantic. He probably didn't hear a word.
How did you respond to your student, Nora?
I told him that your subconscious knows. That's essentially what I said.
It knows and then it tells you.
Basically,
That's what you believe?
that's how it is.
Okay, from that, it sounds like you're several different people all rolled into one.
Barry, your subconscious knows if a story is contrived or untrue. It's connected to all the stories ever told.
Okay, right. If that's true, then why are there bad critics then, huh? If that's the case, why is everyone subconscious not the story genius? If some people can access it, why can't others?
Barry, people building the sandcastle on the beach don't know about the ship at the bottom of the ocean. You have to dive down there. It's dangerous. You might drown. The instinct for art is like the instinct for everything else. Gathering shelter, raising a family, protecting oneself.
Yes, and I have to do a bit of that.
Protection?
Introspection. I need to figure out what I've done.
You
what we've
really
done.
have nothing to worry about, Barry. You haven't done much.
If the evidence were to ever come out, it would show differently.
All right. When are you leaving on this trip?
Soon.
Have a great trip.
You're not going to do it, are you?
What?
Talk to your uncle about Edward Burton.
You don't want me to tell my uncle about Edward Burton?
No, I don't.
What the hell do you care?
I want to know.
Check the papers.
I suggest.
It's over with for now.
I suggest-
Enjoy your trip. Enjoy your trip!
He pushes it off on me. He tells me I need to do it. And you know, something down in my belly, something down in my instinct says, send this guy up the ladder. Reveal this guy for what he is and what he tries to do. He passes off work, but you know what? I did it. I bit my fucking tongue and I did it. It took me a few hours, sure, but in the end, I turned it into something positive for me. He has less value at the company and I have more, and this is already take notice for some people. You know, people take notice of this type of things. They really do.
Well, what a wonderful attitude to take, dear. A fine way to deal with something like that. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm not really put in those situations anymore.
No?
Others at the university, sure. I mean, the administration deals with a brunt of those egotistical maniacs and their pointlessly self-righteous endeavors. But me, recently I've just been teaching and correcting, reading and writing. Feels good to get back to that.
Well, I don't know where you find the time. I mean, I really don't. I live with you and I still can't figure it out. Between the kids, your job, your art.
Well, before the kids, it all used to be different. I had the leisure of, oh, I don't feel inspired to write. This will just happen later. Now it's more about when I have the time to write and using that time in order to.
And it hasn't held you back in any way.
No, it's actually the opposite. It's almost counterintuitive. It's like my body knows that the hours reserved in the day for writing must be used for that, or it's just not going to happen.
Well, you've done beautifully through it all and your work continues to strengthen.
Well, the work keeps coming, and of course the kids are an endless wellspring of inspiration.
Good.
Poems, so blue collar.
Oh, you're a factory worker.
One right after the other. You know, this isn't the right medium for someone who tries something and then fails, and then feels like their entire well-being is being pulled down by that one failure. No, the blue-collar worker doesn't think twice. She gets up in the morning and is right back at it.
Well, you're a factory worker there. You're on your way to tenure. You know, your blue might be becoming a bit diluted, all the way to white.
Hardly a banker, Terry.
I suppose not.
You know, some days really shine, don't they?
They do.
Yes.
So, how's everything else at work?
Fine.
How's Barry?
Leaving.
What do you mean?
He's going outside the city to work on his project.
Oh, really? When?
I don't know, dear, soon.
Interesting.
You know, in a strange way, I think it'll actually be better for me at school. I used to think of him as this great ally, but I'm realizing I don't need one. I can do things by myself, and if another person at the department wants to go to war with me, they can bring it on. Bring it on, I say.
Ah,
I think I've been blinded by the perspective he offers.
for his academic one?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. It's strange, but being friends with him and interacting with him was like discovering the world of nonfiction.
Well, I mean, you've talked to me about it, how your commitment to nonfiction. I bet you can count the nonfiction you've read on my
I hope not, but yes, that's my point. It's like it never occurred to me to try the newspapers. You know, and before knowing Barry, I would have never consulted the stories of the day.
Yes, I understand.
I've just been relying too much on myself.
Well, your newest poem is riveting. I mean, the intensity. I mean, where did you get it from, the paper? The inspiration?
As a matter of fact, yes, a man who got off.
Of?
A serious crime.
Murder?
Rape.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Well, it was a controversial case. He seemed guilty anyway.
But your poem suggested that
Yes, he was killed.
they'll put a rapist.
Yes.
And that part actually happened.
Yes, that element I pulled right from real life. It seems someone was none too pleased with the verdict.
How did he die?
I don't know, dear. They're still sifting through the evidence. From what I read is the police are looking into his past as if he was involved in a slew of other illegal activities. Drugs. He was probably gunned down over something entirely unrelated to the crimes he was acquitted of.
Crimes.
The crime. He's a rapist.
And that's all you needed to write this poem? I mean, that's incredible.
It's not incredible. Some people think some things are so complicated, blindingly sophisticated. But the concrete reality is that some things are just rather simple. Gone in an instant. Drifting off in the ever-pressing passage of time.
Hey, what you do is incredibly complicated. I mean, so many moving parts. It may be simple to you, like a flick of a switch. But your ability is on an astounding level.
Please.
I mean, but I guess that's the ability of any truly great artist, I suppose, taking the striking complexities and reducing it into something simple.
Some things are like that for people.
Well, you're a blue-collar factory worker, dear. Your raw talent is undeniable. But it's your labor that you chip away at each day that is payable.
I feel like I've stopped missing you recently. It feels like we're here now.
Missing me.
Yes, when we're not close, I miss you.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't miss you now.
Because I'm right
Yes.
here. Yeah, so Nora told me you were leaving, so I wanted to, I don't know, talk to you before you left.
All right.
Thanks for agreeing to it.
Yeah, that's fine.
You know, when you agreed to it, I immediately regretted it and didn't think I wanted to, and so, well, yes, thank you.
Sure.
You want another one?
No, I'm fine with this one, thanks.
You mind if I get another?
No, of course not.
Cheers. You know, sometimes I look at my children and I wonder what's in the future for them. Like I'm already a memory.
That's a problem too.
With other people's kids?
Not other people's kids, no, I don't always focus on the present.
Right, yes, of course, right.
Is that what you wanted to talk to me
No,
about?
of course not.
I'm sorry, it's just, I have no problem meeting with you. But
No, of course, I get straight to the point.
All right.
Do you know something about Nora, do you know something about my wife that if I find out, I'll be unable to live?
Unable to live?
Maybe that's a bit dramatic.
Are you?
Are you aware of something that I'm not privy to that if I find out, I'll jump off of a high rise if you tell me? Do you know
I
what I
really
mean?
don't. I think this is the type of thing you should talk about with your wife.
You don't think I should be having it with you?
No,
Why?
because it doesn't have anything to do with me.
So, this is why I'm meeting with you.
Well, I'm meeting with you because you asked me to do so.
The reason I feel comfortable asking you is because you're leaving,
Well,
or skipping town, or whatever it is that you're doing.
I'm not skipping town. I'm on sabbatical. I'm working on something approved by the school. That's why I'm on sabbatical. And I'm going to get the privacy and headspace I need in order to complete it. I have a lot riding on this, Ken.
Publish or perish.
Something like that.
You know, my wife, she has the exact opposite problem, publish and perish. Although the parish has nothing to do with her job at the university, it might just have to do with me.
I just don't know if I'm the correct person for this conversation.
You think I should be having it with my wife?
Yes.
Why?
It has nothing to do with me.
Well, why are you skipping town?
I just told you.
So all of a sudden you're just
I
skipping
just
town.
explained to you exactly why I'm.
I have you over for dinner. I invited you. You know why I invited you. My drunk wife and me explained.
Right, I thought.
And you're just leaving town.
I'm not running away from you if that's what you think. That's why I'm here right now. Okay, I'm sitting here now because of it, right? I know your concerns. And when you asked, I thought, you know what? I know how all. I put myself in your position, and I thought, you know what? I'll get a drink with him, and that way he won't have to think that I'm leaving just to skip town, as you're putting it.
And that's why you're meeting with me.
I'm doing so because you asked me to.
I know about Nora's uncle.
You're wrong.
Yes.
All right.
Do you know about his uncle?
I think you should talk to your wife about whether or not she told me about her uncle.
I did, and she told me she did.
So why are you asking me?
Because I want to know if you understood.
It's not to understand.
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, you seem a little drunk, Kenneth.
Yes, so what?
So it's making me want to drink.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't much anymore, but I do.
Romanticize it.
Yeah.
But that's addiction talk.
Not addiction.
To me, anyway.
You're addicted to it?
No, but it's addictive.
Right, I understand the distinction.
Do you?
Kenneth, I'm gonna go.
Are you leaving town because you think Nora's uncle is going to kill you?
Why should I be worried about that?
Well, you tell me.
I didn't rape anybody.
What?
Oh, Kenneth, I'm sorry. This wasn't. I'm sorry.
Why did you say that?
Look, you and your wife just.
What do I owe the surprise?
A surprise.
Did you call out?
I left early.
Is everything all right?
You tell me.
I had a great class.
Good.
Is there something we can talk about, or can we talk at home?
But you don't want me in your office.
Well, it's just that I'm grading. That's what I'm doing, grading.
Grading.
Yes,
How the papers?
they're all right.
Any standouts?
Can we talk at home about this? I love that you surprised me. It's just I have a hard time grading at home. You understand? So I do it here.
I just had a drink with Barry.
Oh,
Yes.
why did you had a drink in the middle of the day? That's unlucky.
More like you mean.
Yes, we talked about this.
You know, you're so different within these walls. At the university.
Our work becomes us, doesn't it?
I guess so.
Did you really meet with Barry this afternoon?
Yes.
That's strange.
I guess from your perspective it is.
Why did you have a drink with Barry in the middle of the day, Ken?
When you lied to Barry and told him about your uncle, did you explain to him that your uncle is protected? The uncle you made up, Nora. Answer me. You lied to Barry and you told me all about it. You attributed to why he was acting the way he was towards you because he was scared of you. Did you explain to Barry that your imaginary uncle is protected and that's why he can kill people and get away with it?
No. It wasn't that developed of a lie.
That usually is the case, isn't it? A powerful organized crime figure can kill a whole bunch of people and get away with it because they're protected by the police. Or better yet, a senator or some high-ranking military official or something like that. They can kill a whole bunch of people and get away with it because the murders either go unsolved or gets pinned on someone else.
I didn't say anything like that to Barry.
You just told him you had an uncle
Right.
to scare him. Then again, some people don't need protection
To what?
to get away with the crime.
Are you done? You seem drunk.
How did you do it, Lauren? How did you kill him?
Who?
The rapist.
What rapist?
Barry gave you up. He told me the whole fucking thing. He thinks it's your uncle. He thinks your uncle killed the rapist, but I know the truth, Nora, and that's why he's skipping town, and it's all adding up.
Are you just doing this to get a laugh at it?
A laugh.
To rile me up? Did you really speak with Barry, or are you making that up too?
I did, and this is what I deduce. You're a murderer, Nora, and no one would ever suspect you.
Yes, good. I am a murderer and Barry is my accomplice. Is that what you think?
I think so.
You had a few drinks and then you had a few thoughts and now you're here.
That's why he's skipping town, isn't it?
Barry is leaving because he's on sabbatical, Kenneth. He has a house in Maine. I thought I was the one on medication. It can't be both of us, can it?
I'm not on medication, Nora.
Are you done?
Nora, this is all very, very strange, honestly.
Really?
Yes.
Honestly.
Right.
Go home, Kenneth, and we will talk in a while.
I guess I'll have
Go
to figure this
home,
out.
I will speak to you later. Please take a nap and we will reconvene after.
We need to talk.
I have some grading to do.
You don't need to be.
Go home, Kenneth, and I will talk to you in a while.
I will not let you near our daughter or our son.
Get out.
We will talk.
Get